Welcome to my movie recap. Today we will feature an action-adventure thriller movie, Mission Impossible. Let's get started. Ethan Hunt is an agent and point man for an Impossible Missions Force team, an unofficial CIA branch led by Jim Phelps. In Kiev, the team is working on a mission. A disguised Hunt interrogates a Russian agent who has been tricked into believing he murdered fellow IMF agent Claire Phelps, Jim Phelps' wife. Claire has been given a drug to make her appear dead, but the team doesn't have much longer before Claire is beyond reviving. The Russian finally gives up the name they're looking for and is taken away after the name checks out. Claire is resurrected, asking if the ruse was successful. Ethan assures her it was. While in flight, Jim Phelps is given a tape containing a covert mission for his team. The team assembles in a Prague safe house to prevent an Eastern European diplomat, Golitsyn, from stealing a NOC list, a comprehensive list of all covert agents in Eastern Europe. They go over every details of the plan and the equipment they will be using. The mission runs smoothly, everyone achieves their mission goals, and the team obtains video evidence of Golitsyn stealing the NOC list and exiting the building. Unfortunately, that's when everything goes inextricably wrong. Over their radio frequency, Ethan hears his teammate Jack dying from getting impaled on a spike after losing control of the elevator he had been riding all night, which also happens to be the one Golitsyn used to escape. His other teammates Hannah Williams and Claire are killed when their car is bombed with them inside. His mentor Jim Phelps is killed by an unseen assassin that he had reported was following him on the Charles Bridge. Sarah follows Ethan's order to pursue Golitsyn but finds him being stabbed to death. The assassin grabs her and kills her as well. Ethan arrives too late only to find them both dead and realize the disc Golitsyn has used is gone. Fleeing the scene, Hunt stops at a payphone to call his agency and alert them of the tragic outcome of their mission. Eugene Kittredge, the CIA-based director of the IMF, tells Ethan to meet him at a local cafe. Ethan is surprised to find out that Kittredge is in Prague too. An hour later, Ethan, very much in shock from the previous events, meets with Kittredge but soon realizes they are not alone. Another IMF team surrounds them, people Hunt recalls seeing at the embassy. When he questions Kittredge about it, Hunt is disturbed to learn that a mole has infiltrated the IMF with a cover name known only as Job 314. And that the Prague operation was meant to ferret out the mole by allowing him to acquire the NOC list and attempt to sell it to Max, an illegal arms dealer known for corrupting IMF agents. The NOC list found in Prague was fake. The accurate list is being held at the CIA headquarters in Virginia. With Hunt being the sole survivor, Kittredge assumes he is the mole they were looking for. Realizing he'll be taken into custody before he can clear his name, Hunt mounts a daring escape from the cafe using exploding chewing gum to blow up a huge fish tank, fleeing into Prague's Old Town Square. Ethan returns to the IMF safe house, where he uses the internet to seek out Max. Looking over the screen of his laptop, he sees a Bible on a bookshelf above the screen and deduces that Job 314 actually stands for the Book of Job, chapter 3, verse 14. Ethan then assumes the web entity of Job 314 on several different biblical websites and discussion boards and sends out emails to as many Max entities as he can find in all kinds of languages before falling asleep. He suddenly awakes to the sound of footsteps in the lobby and an intruder entering the apartment. He hallucinates that it's Jim, bloody and dying, but it turns out to be Claire, still alive and having survived the mission. She reveals she wasn't in the car when it exploded. He tells her about the mole mission, how he's been disavowed by the agency, and that he needs to contact Max to seek out the mole called Job. Ethan receives a reply to one of his emails telling him to go to a specific intersection in Prague. He is taken to a meeting with Max, finding out that she's a woman. Ethan tells her that the disk she received from Job is a fake and likely has a tracking device that will activate as soon as she tries to read the disk, allowing the IMF to find them. Ethan's hunch is correct, and they flee the apartment, narrowly escaping Kittredge and his team. Ethan then offers to retrieve the actual NOC list for Max in exchange for a cash advance and arrange a meeting with Job. Max agrees to the deal. Ethan uses Max's money to assemble a team of blacklisted or disavowed intelligence agents, including computer expert Luther Stickle and pilot Franz Krieger. Disguised as a team of firefighters, they infiltrate the heavily fortified headquarters of the CIA in Langley, Virginia, under the pretense of a fire alarm created by Luther, who also monitors their movements. After Ethan neutralizes a security guard and Claire slips another poison that makes a tech supervisor nauseous, Ethan is lowered by Krieger into a highly secured chamber housing the only computer terminal holding the NOC list. While he avoids touching the pressure-sensitive floor and keeps the noise below a certain decibel level, Krieger spots a rat approaching in the ventilation duct. He momentarily lets Ethan drop and kills the rat, catching Ethan before he hits the floor. For several seconds, Ethan hangs only inches above the floor, watching almost helplessly as his perspiration drips down his glasses, threatening to set off the alarm. Eventually, Krieger is able to pull Ethan up. At the top, Krieger drops his small folding knife, which embeds itself in the terminal's desk just as the tech deactivates the alarm system. After the man discovers the knife, he sounds the alarm, but Ethan's team is able to escape. The team retreats to a London hotel. Once there, Hunt discovers that the Bible he took in Prague belongs to Chicago's Drake Hotel, where Phelps claimed to have stayed for a recruitment session. After seeing on the news that his uncle and mother have been arrested for drug trafficking to lure him out, Hunt is infuriated and contacts Kittredge, who offers to drop the fake charges when Hunt surrenders himself to authorities. Hunt hangs up the phone, not allowing Kittredge to trace him to the London area, turns around, and walks into Jim Phelps. Phelps, looking very ill, reveals that Kittredge was the one who tried to kill him, that he is the mole, and that he is tying up loose ends by trying to apprehend Hunt. Ethan listens carefully to Jim while piecing together the clues he discovered leading up to his operation and realizes that Phelps is Job himself. Hunt also realizes that Krieger is involved when he remembers that Krieger uses the same kind of knife used to kill both Galitzin and Sarah. However, his thoughts about Claire's involvement in the conspiracy are not so clear. He pretends to buy Jim's story and keeps their meeting a secret. The next day, Max and Ethan arrange to meet aboard the high-speed train en route from London to Paris, with Claire and Luther aboard to provide backup. Kittredge is also aboard, having recently arrived in London and receiving tickets for the train and a video watch from Hunt. On the train, Ethan delivers the NOC list to Max, who directs him to the luggage compartment to find his money and job. Max then attempts to transmit the NOC list to a remote server, an operation hindered by Luther, who keeps jamming the signal to prevent the upload. Claire, observing Kittredge's presence aboard the train, vacates her seat and meets with Phelps in the luggage car, confirming that she really is part of the conspiracy. A silent Jim slowly peels away his mask, revealing himself as Ethan. Suddenly, the real Phelps appears, armed and demanding the NOC list money. Ethan surrenders the money before pulling out a pair of glasses. He slides them over his eyes, activating the camera inside and transmitting Phelps's image to Kittredge, proving beyond doubt that Phelps is still alive and outing him as the mole IMF was looking for. Now revealed as a traitor, Phelps angrily shoots Claire when she speaks against killing Ethan. He then subdues Ethan before escaping to the train's roof, where Krieger, also a traitor, waits to extract him with a helicopter. Ethan recovers and follows Phelps, impeding his efforts to escape and tethering Krieger's helicopter to the train as it heads into the Channel Tunnel. The fight continues, with the helicopter following the train inside the tunnel. The two battle atop the windswept train before Phelps disconnects the aircraft and attempts to escape. Ethan follows, leaping onto the helicopter's landing skids and attaching explosive gum to the windshield. The explosion destabilizes the helicopter, which crashes, killing both Phelps and Krieger. At the same time, Ethan is propelled forward by the blast and lands hard on the train. The helicopter crashes into the train's rear, and one of the worn-down rotor blades stops short of impaling Ethan. Inside the control room, the engineer faints. On board the train, Luther hands the NOC disc over to Kittredge. Kittredge is satisfied that the mole has been neutralized and the NOC list has been retrieved. He's now holding Max's true identity, reinstates Luther as an IMF agent, and drops his investigation against Ethan, who has supposedly resigned from the IMF. In the final scene, As Ethan flies home, a flight attendant approaches him and, through a coded phrase, offers him a new mission.